Today we're going to talk about the importance of following your path, no matter how outlandish that may be or how different it is from other people. Okay, so chances are if you're watching this video, you're spiritual or you believe in God or manifestation, either one of those. That's probably what attracted you to this channel. So from that standpoint, everyone has a specific mission here on earth. You came here signing contracts. Your soul signed a contract with God saying that you would do certain things on earth. So you got here, you were born, you chose the family you're born into, you chose the experiences that you're going to have, and along the way, you're supposed to remember. When you are born, you forget, like you don't remember the contract. As you get older, you remember the contract you signed with God, your higher self, and you find your purpose. A lot of times your purpose has to deal with your pain, the things you've been through, your struggles, and it has to do with helping others who have a similar story, a similar life path, something along those lines. But not everyone remembers their soul contract or their life path. The devil uses temptation. He can use entities that can possess people, jump into their body, and use demons. So this is more of a metaphor. Demons are just negative energy, anger, jealousy, greed, lust, things like that. A lot of these lower vibrations, these energies, get people to do things they normally wouldn't do. Because of their greed, they will tear people down, they will kill people. They'll do things that are not righteous, they're not right. If you're following God, you know, that is generally a higher frequency that's more about love, unconditional love, union, working together for the greatest good of everyone, including animals, earth, even your enemies. You pray for them no matter what they do. You pray for them and you hope that they will find God and fulfill their life purpose. Sadly, this is not always the case. The devil gets his hooks into people and they remain hooked for possibly the rest of their life. Depending on how your life is, you might have to reincarnate and come back to earth, or you might go to heaven. I mean, if you believe in that. But either way, everyone has a purpose. Even if you're with the devil, that's a purpose as well too. You're challenging those who are following God's path. Everything is for your highest good, so you can ascend to the God frequency. You can free yourself from bondage. Bondage from your body, bodily temptations, functions. Once you're able to control your mind and your urges, controlling other things around you in your environment becomes a lot easier. Everyone has free will, so you're constantly choosing. There's how people say you have an angel and a demon on your shoulder. That's basically a metaphor for the choices you have. Are you going to do what's right, or are you going to be tempted and fall into the realm of negativity and do what's wrong? No matter whatever choice you make, hopefully it's not that bad where it's life-threatening. Maybe you die, forbid, you know what I mean, or you go to jail. Some choices are you can't come back from, but hopefully it's not that bad. Uh, if it's a life and death situation, I mean, just chances are you're probably not going to think about it. Is you're just going to act, and whatever happens after that, if you survive, then okay, you survived. It was life or death. You survived. But you always have other choices. So let's say you make a bad choice, you go and you fall into temptation. That's okay. Just keep moving forward. You will always have a choice, and you could follow God. Um, but yeah, going back to your path, I mean, so a lot of the times, especially, okay, so let's say you have demons all around you. You know what I mean? People have succumbed to temptation. They're around you. They're in the energy of anger, jealousy, envy, whatever it is, but they are not on the right path according to God, or even not even aligned with you. If you are on the right path, you will be tempted by these people. For sure, 100% you will be tempted by these people. They will try to bring you down to their level, their vibration, and they will try to keep you there. They'll bind you any way they know how. That's their job. That's their purpose. That's what they're choosing to do. Your light, you choosing the right path, God, is irritating their demons, because you're essentially putting a mirror up to them, showing them who they are, the choices they're making, and they probably don't like that. So they're going to get mad, they're going to get angry, they're going to lash out, they're going to do some type of retaliation. That's what demons do. They retaliate. They don't like the light. The light just irritates them. You know what I mean? Like, nothing can be hidden in the light. Everything comes to the light. So if you're operating in the God frequency, or just following God and doing what is right, you being around these demons is just gonna be chaos for you. They're gonna try and bring you down. Eventually they might even try to take you out. So you're probably gonna have to leave. You're gonna have to cut a lot of people out. You might have to go into a hermit mode, where that's a stage of just being by yourself. You know what I mean? It's just you, your demons, your inner demons, temptations that you have to work with, the childhood trauma, all kind of wounds that need to be healed for you to fully step into your purpose. It could be, I'm not gonna say it could be a month, but I'm just gonna say it's probably gonna be a long time. Hermit mode is a long time, especially when you're in your south node. This is when all kind of things are happening. You know what I mean? You're learning, you're falling down, getting back up, just all kind of temptations. You probably don't really know all the manipulative techniques of the devil, and even just other people, like what they can do. So you're learning. This is where you're gonna make a lot of mistakes, and then along the road, you know what I mean, you learn your lessons. Hopefully you might take a couple times to get the lesson, but eventually you learn the lessons, and then now you're in a position where you have matured spiritually and emotionally. So now you're able to help others. That's part of the ascension process, where you're helping others now. That's basically a purpose as well. You know what I mean? Everyone has their own story, the things they've gone through, and your purpose is most likely to help others, like I said, in the same situation, or just bring awareness so these same things don't happen to others. So what is kind of just coming up right now is generational curses. So like I said, like family, you're going to have to leave, you're going to have to go, especially if the generations before you have not done the work. They have not looked at their inner demons to the point of ascending and then stopping the cycle. So you're going to have to, if you're choosing the path of God, you're going to have to look in the mirror and be completely honest with yourself. Like, okay, this is what happened to me. These are most likely the reasons why this happened to me, and this is what I'm going to do to move forward, to heal. A lot of that has to do with forgiving yourself. You know what I mean? You probably were in a state of not knowing, like there's an innocence there. Those other people may have known what they were doing. They could have been doing it on purpose, like I said, to bring you down, bind you, take your light, whatever. Sometimes maybe they're not doing it, but there's an energy or even an entity that is possessing them. Like I said, the demons. So like anger, jealousy, all of those just negative emotions. It's all metaphors. It's basically just pretty much just bad, I wouldn't say bad, just lower vibrational energies. But yeah, they'll try to bring you down and stay where they are. So there's a saying, misery likes company. I have found that to be very true on my journey. A lot of people are not as happy as they seem to be. So one of the techniques that I use that I'm not sure exactly when I learned this, but especially when I'm trying to make a decision, like I do use meditation. That's a good one. But if you're, like I said, looking in the mirror, so what I will do is depending on whatever I want an answer to, so I'll look myself directly in the mirror and I will say whatever I want the answer to. So let's say I'm in a relationship and we've been going through a rough patch. I've already expressed my concerns, you know what I mean? I want things to change. They're kind of changing, not really changing. My partner is not as responsive as I want them to be, so I kind of feel like it's being brushed underneath the rug, and my emotions and feelings, the way I feel about the relationship, is not being validated. So I look myself directly in the mirror and I ask myself, should I leave this relationship? Whatever comes up straight to your mind, that's what you do. And that's what I do. This goes a lot to do with your spirit. So like your soul. You are looking into your eyes, looking into your soul, and your soul is talking to you. Of course, I mean, you want to do this with a level head, you know what I mean? You don't want to be doing this right after an argument or some type of stress or something. Like, you want to be in a peaceful mindset, so it's coming from the right place, not a place of fear, not a place of anger. Those are low vibrational energies. You want to be doing this from a place of love, basically. So unconditional love, peace. You're at peace with everything. No matter what you choose to do, it's you're okay. You're at peace. Whatever comes up, the answer when you look yourself in the eye, in the mirror, that's what you should do. I've done that a lot of times. For me, it's never steered me wrong. Like, sure, I've done things that from the outside point of view, it doesn't look like that was the right thing to do. But for me, in that situation and in that moment, that was the right thing for me to do. I can continue to look myself in the mirror and be completely okay with the decisions I've made. I don't regret any decision I made. And a lot of people have a hard time with that. They have a hard time looking themselves in the mirror because they stay in jobs. They know they should have left. They're not happy. They're being taken advantage of. They stay in relationships just for the kids. That's a good reason, but at the same time, do you want your kids to do that as well? Do you want them to put their desires and their dreams on hold just to stay in a relationship where they're not being fulfilled, or maybe their partner is not fully reciprocating the love? No, you don't. Or I don't know about you, but no, I don't. So I'm big on leading by example. That's why I gave that example of looking in the mirror. So I'm big on leading by example, both good and bad. Like I said, sometimes I've looked in the mirror, chose to do what looked like a bad decision on the outside, but that was the correct decision for me. So it works both ways. Do good and do bad. But I can continue to look myself in the mirror and I'm completely okay. Have no regrets, no nothing. And that's how I like it. My soul feels at peace with everything. I have no hang-ups, no nothing. And that's how I like it. But other people, they cannot say that. They have to lie to themselves. Like they're happy in a situation they're really not happy in. Which is fine. Everybody has their own journey. But When you're operating, like I said, in the God frequency and you're fulfilling your purpose, you're completely open and honest with yourself, and you're completely open and honest with others around you as well as God. God knows what is happening. God knows what's in your heart. Your soul knows. Like, it's when you do things against God, it's chipping away at your soul. I've said this before and I'm going to continue saying this. When you do things that feed your soul is happy, you know what I mean? Even inner child could be happy, you know, you're going after your dreams. Maybe you didn't fulfill the becoming an astronaut. Okay, that's fine, but you took the steps towards that in some way. Like, you shot for the stars and you landed among the moon type of thing. Like, you didn't make it to the end, but you fulfilled something within that journey. That's how I look at it. But okay, so let's say your purpose is just really out there, like you're the first one. It's never been done. So if that is the type of purpose or type of dream you have to be very secure in yourself. Mentally, you're going to be challenged. People are going to probably think, oh, you're crazy, that's not possible. Why do you want to do that? Like, you're stepping outside the box, you're weird, whatever. But if that's truly what you're supposed to be doing, then no one can change that. Like, this is imprinted in your mind. It's pretty much like Inception. God gave you that idea, that he planted that seed in your mind for a reason. You might be the only one on this whole earth that can do that. So if you feel like that's you, or this is resonating with you, I highly suggest you continue going on that path, whatever that is. I've been told a lot of different things about the things I want to do. That doesn't matter. Like I said, I can still look myself in the mirror. Like, I made mistakes and all that stuff, but I can look myself in the mirror and I'm doing exactly what I want to do. Like I said, childhood dreams, I'm doing that. So I haven't let other people persuade me to do things I don't want to do. I haven't let the system twist my mind and make me bound to, like, oh, money and all these other things. Money is good, don't get me wrong, but the system can be manipulated and used against you in a way to make you a slave. I always wanted freedom, and right now I'm the most free I've ever been. So, I mean, I can't complain about that. I've ascended. Like I said, I'm a kahuna, so there's that. But I have ascended to a whole new way of thinking, just based on my life experiences and where I've been. So I look at the world very differently than other people. So I'm doing some things on the side, but I looked up alien. Alien just means like something that is out of the norm, like it's not normal. So especially for me, I have an alien mindset, and for some reason, Rich Dad Poor Dad is coming up. So perspective has a lot to do with this. If you are around people who are following their mission and following God, like the whole everything, not just certain aspects or certain times, like they have consciously chosen to walk the path of God, those people look at the world very differently than people who have succumbed to temptation, or they are in anger, jealousy, or anything like that. Any type of low vibrational person, they probably will look a certain way as well too. When you're in a certain emotion and you hold it in your body for years, your body will adapt to it. So you might have wrinkles around your eyes or something. Like your face is basically a mirror. It lets people know what you're feeling without you kind of knowing. It's subconscious, it's automatic. Since a young age where we've learned to survive, we need to be able to read these facial cues. Some people have a hard time with that just because they have learning disabilities. That's a different topic, but everyone has the ability to read emotional cues and even body language cues. That's a survival thing that everybody has. So your body holds these emotions and it will etch into your face the constant emotion that you hold. So if you're most likely happy, you'll look a certain way. If you're most likely sad, depressed, you will look a certain way. You can probably think of a couple people right now that you know that hold these faces, I would say, like different masks. They have a certain look, and just by looking at them, you can probably tell how they are feeling. That goes along with empath. Empaths can feel energy, and they can also read other people and rooms very well, especially animals. But yeah, so you will be attacked, like for sure. Like if you are on your path, you will for sure be attacked. That's part of you being on your path. That's probably how you know you're on your path. If you're not being attacked, you're probably not on your path. You might be similar path that you're supposed to be on, but you're not on your path. Maybe you're doing something someone else told you to do. And that's another thing too. Like, it's not going to be something that someone else told you to do. It's going to be something unique to you. It's going to be very unique to you, the gifts you have, the things that you excel at. And that's why you're going to be attacked, because it just comes natural to you. It's something you just do naturally. It's not something you have to put a mask on. It's not fake. It's very genuine. Whatever you do is genuine and it comes to you easily. And a lot of times it has something to do with helping others. So you need to be very secure mentally, because people are going to try and get you off of your path. I did another video about spiritual warfare. So if you're interested in that, I mean, this goes along with that. You can look at that. But yeah, just continue following your path, your unique path. You might be alone for a little while, especially if you're just coming out of hermit mode, and you're searching for your soul tribe. These are people who resonate with you. They're on their path. They might be on a similar path as you, so you're meant to help each other, or maybe it's a network. By meeting them, they will hook you up with other people who you're supposed to be on your path. But either way, no matter what's happening, it's all for your highest good. So if you're being attacked, it's probably to get you to be like a spiritual training, like spiritual boot camp. You're being strengthened. Your spirit is being strengthened. You're probably able to see the red flags, what techniques are being used, and eventually you'll be able to fight back. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. It's like a spiritual war going on. We got people fighting for God, and then we got people who are underneath the devil. They might not even know that. They're kind of just NPCs, so non-player characters. They don't really have goals. They don't have a mission. They're just going along to get along, and that's their purpose. But I'm choosing my path. I'm choosing God. That's what I'm doing, and I hope you do the same thing. So yeah, follow your path, follow God, and I'll see you on the next video.